It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag. Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Just want to comment and say BetOnline is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for football, baseball, boxing, golf, and much more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary Chiefs and 49ers quarterback Steve Bono. It's going to be a pleasure to talk to you. There's only a handful of guys you could say who play for the Niners and the Chiefs, and you're one of those.
Oh, okay. So I was a handful is what I always thought. There's actually one more that I didn't realize. And Sam Farmer wrote an article in the LA Times just yesterday, I think, and he was the one that reached out to me, and he's like, "There's 6 of you," and I said, "I got 5, but I don't have the 6th."
So it's Gerback, DeBerg, you, Montana, Alex Smith,
Elvis. Yep, you said Gerback, and this one he was with the
Blaine Gabbert. Hey, JD.
What's going on?
Hey, Steve, I don't think I can hear you, Steve. Your audio is not working. No, maybe if you come out and come back in, maybe that might work. I don't know. Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties here. Yeah, if you come out and then come back in, it might work, Steve. It was working before. I don't know what happened. No, still can't hear you. Okay, yeah. But yeah, we were just getting into it. He was talking about how he was the there's 6 quarterbacks who have played for Chiefs and the 49ers. And I think I got all 6 of them. I said my answer, and then that's when his audio went off. But you think you can name them, JD?
6. Oh,
Am I back?
You're back. You're back.
Okay. So you got the 5, and as I was saying, the 6th one was someone who was with the Chiefs before the 49ers. I'll give it to you. You wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't.
Know. I don't think so. Bob Galliano.
no.
You wouldn't have gotten that one.
Early 80s? Your audio's out. Your audio's out again, Steve. Can't hear you. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Are you using Google Chrome? Google Chrome should be the browser you should be using for that. That'd be the only thing I can think of. I don't know. No, still can't hear you. If you get out, maybe use Google Chrome as a different browser if you're not already using that. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's technical difficulties sometimes. Yeah, it happens, JD.
I know. Hey, look, we had my fair share of those, over here.
We all get them. Yes, but could you name the quarterbacks, the Chiefs and 49ers quarterbacks?
Oh man, no, I can't. To be honest with you, I mean, I would say Steve, obviously Joe Montana.
Yep. I believe you played with one of them in Kansas City. Maybe your first year there, because your first year is 2000, right? Or 90?
Yeah, 2000. It was.
That was the year the Ravens won it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that this guy was on the team.
Garback?
Case.
Yeah, Gerback. He was one of them.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Mhm.
I can hear you.
I went into somebody else's office. Hopefully, I'm going to stand over here by the window where there's better reception.
Okay. that might do the trick.
Yeah. I'm hanging on to my phone, so it might be a little wobbly.
That's all right. JD was trying to guess the 5 quarterbacks. That's because JD played with Gerback, so there was one right there.
Gerback.
Yeah. So Elvis, Joe, me, Alex, DeBerg, and Bob Galliano.
Steve DeBerg and Galliano. Yeah. Okay. I don't know Galliano. When did Galliano play? What year was that?
He would have been. I don't know when he was there. He would be. He's a little younger than Joe. A little bit older, a few years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a treat having you on, Steve. I know we've had you on a few times before, but this is the Bono Bowl. This is or you can say the Alex Smith Bowl, the Joe Montana. This is on this show. It's the Steve Bono Bowl, 100%.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes. Steve, how's it going these days, man? How you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing well, thank you. Appreciate
it.
Good.
Yeah. This is exciting time. Like last year, obviously it was when Philly and Kansas City played. So it was like mine, Andy Reid, let me see, Sean Barber. I'm trying to think of other guys that played in Kansas City and Philly.
Okay.
Kind of made that trek, but I guess.
And you played for the same guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
which is not a bad person to have played for.
No, not at all.
He's a good man.
Oh yeah.
I had the fortune of playing for. He was our quarterback coach when I was in Green Bay.
Okay, so he was up there. Oh shoot. Well, he because he had Chamur. So when was he coaching tight ends? Did he coach tight ends first and then go to quarterbacks?
He coached tight ends actually the year before I got there. Maybe 2 years before I got there.
All right.
Yeah, I think he went to quarterbacks when Mooch left. When Steve Mariucci left.
I got you. Okay. He because when he was doing tight ends, he actually came down to work me out at EKU. I was coming out in the draft in '96.
Okay.
And when Chamir, of course, he was telling me about Chamir and whatnot, and I seen him all through that whole process, just kind of meeting him during that time. You know how it goes, and Green Bay and those guys. Yeah. But I got the Philly, man. I ended up having Gruden, like the whole coaching tree. Ray Rhodes and those guys. I mean, yeah, you know. Ray Bob.
I know them all well.
Yeah, I know you do. Oh yeah. Some good times, man. Some great times. Some good guys. Really good coaches.
Yeah.
I love the small world and the NFL players because like you guys can spin off all these guys that you have mutual connections with. It's funny.
Especially when you've played for a bunch of teams.
Yeah.
I've gotten to know a lot of people.
Right. Yeah. A lot of teams in a number of years.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
True.
So when we first did the show with you, this is before Chief Concerns, before the conception of the show, it was right around 2020, so it was right a few months after the first time the Chiefs played 49ers in the Super Bowl, which feels like an eternity ago, but it really was only 4 years ago.
Because a pandemic struck a few weeks later.
Yeah. But we've seen, I remember last year we talked about, after the Chiefs played the 49ers, when we had the chat about, what we've seen from Mahomes, and one thing, like, and I've watched all these different morning shows and stuff and talking about how so much has changed with Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, we had Tyreek Hill back then, and the whole team has changed. The offense, the defense was kind of the struggle, the negative for the team. Now it's become the big plus for the team now. But just speaking on the quarterback specific thing, Steve, what have you noticed? The kind of the evolution. How has Mahomes kind of evolved from what you've seen from 4 years ago to now, and what are you seeing from him?
Well, I think 4 years ago, he was still a relatively unknown commodity. Obviously, he had played extremely well in that season, played well in the Super Bowl, through the playoffs, the Super Bowl, the whole thing. I would say the difference is now, and I say this with what you mentioned about Tyreek being gone and others gone and bring new people in. He's making people better. He is that quarterback that's now, we can bring this guy in and Patrick's going to make him better. I would say that's probably the biggest difference is my guess. I mean, he, as I've said numerous times, he's still making throws that would have put us on the bench. Had we attempted to throw it like he does, we would have been put on the bench.
Immediately. Yeah,
exactly. Immediately. Yeah. No, he's really fun to watch and moving around and making runs and making people miss and jump up in the air when it looks like he's giving them a head fake and all, just doing all kinds of things. So he's fun to watch.
Well, I tell you, it's kind of interesting to kind of see how everything's just evolved to almost something like this, where you do have Patrick Mahomes able to do what he's doing, even Brock Purdy having some of the leeway that he's able to make throws and plays he's making with his legs and the decision makings, that they're just trusting these guys to be athletic. It's like, hey, look, use your IQ, but not only just the quarterbacks, but also to the receivers and the tight ends. We can do it because there's a lot of similarities, I think, with the Chiefs and San Fran. With you talking about Kelsey and Kittle, right?
Yeah.
Ayuk and Rashid Rice and Deebo. I mean, there's a lot of different weapons. Pacheco, you'll see him, CMC.
Yep.
So,
yep. I would agree, and I would say that obviously I have an affinity for number 13, so I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy's.
yeah. You should be. Yeah.
And a lot of those, what you mentioned of, him making plays with his legs, which is what you need to do as a quarterback. Find the open guy, throw him. You don't make plays with your arm. You get the ball to playmakers with your arm. You make plays with your legs. So he's doing that. And I would say really the only difference is that not that he's not making people better. I don't think he's at that stage of his career yet. Does that make sense? And that's not a knock. That's just
right.
And that's kind of why I said it about Patrick, because he's at that phase where he's making people better. Not that Brock's making people worse. He's not. He's accurate with the ball. He knows how to get the ball to people. My best example, and I've told this a number of times, this little story about him. Last season, preseason game, he's playing in the fourth quarter, and my wife walks by and she's like, why are you watching this game? It's in the fourth quarter. There's only a few minutes left to go in the game. I said, T-Bone, whoever this, I didn't really even know who he was. I said, this young man playing quarterback here knows how to play the position. He's taking this team with 4 or 5 minutes to go, moving the ball all over the field, taking them right down the field and scoring. Like this guy knows how to play the position. I can see it. So that's, but year and a half, almost 2 years later, he's starting in the Super Bowl and doing good things.
Yeah. Steve, let me ask you this, because, kind of watching him on film, I know we kind of talk about like Joe Montana, the great quarterbacks, obviously yourself that play there in San Fran. But, as we were saying, like the coaching tree, I would even bring up somewhat of like the daring or the courage of maybe like a Brett Favre in a sense, and I don't know, and sometimes I always known this, it's hard to use people's names with other guys. I don't want to compare him to that, but I'm just saying as far as maybe, the courage he has with some of the throws and plays he makes. What do you say on that?
Yes, I can see what you're seeing. I would say in the, doesn't have Brett's arm.
Right,
okay?
right, of course.
But has Brett's football IQ and the confidence to stick a ball in a window.
Yes.
Before the guy's even there, but confident in his arm and his accuracy and his ability to know where people are going to be. That I would absolutely say yes. Brett might stick it in a couple seconds later, but because it got there a lot faster. But honestly, Brock, he sees things developing and has like I said, a confidence and in his accuracy and his reading of defenses to do that very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what kind of struck me a little bit. Just kind of seeing it. Obviously, we like I said, I always want to caution using guys and compare them.
I hear you. Yeah,
We don't want to do that because we know he's not there yet. No, but when you see a young guy getting in, and maybe like you said, maybe he's the way he's analyzing it, right? His football IQ, how he's seeing the anticipation of things. Is kind of what I do see with him. So
I would completely agree with that.
Now I'm be completely honest. I wasn't really sold on Purdy as much, because then when you would see, them having great games, blowing teams out, then all of a sudden you would have like the interceptions, like the multiple interceptions during the game. You're like, oh man, like what went on there? Like and.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go ahead. What do you think about that?
I get what you're saying. I think part of that piece of what I said about the anticipation, he doesn't have a big arm, so he has to anticipate. He has confidence in that anticipation, that reading ability of the defense. So if somebody gets bumped off the route a little bit, or somebody slips at the last second, those interceptions can happen. I'm always been a believer that, and I would love to ask some coach sometime. Guy throws interceptions, like, hey, was that a game plan play or is that a basic play? Like, is that a core play in the offense? I always think that game plan plays, a lot of times, if it doesn't work out, if it's not the exact defense the play was planned for, a lot of times things can go wrong because in your mind, you expect that guy to be open because that's what we practiced, and we practiced against that defense that it was designed for, and then you force it in. Yeah. And it gets intercepted. So, but I think in his case, I would say the interceptions that have happened, where situations like that, where he's anticipating something and guy slips, maybe guy gets bumped a little bit, maybe he gets held up, whatever it is, that then the timing is affected. Okay. Yeah. I know Marcus probably has some question to ask you. I want to ask you this.
And you know how we have conversations, different guys all the time about different players. And do you feel like his year that he had was MVP worthy? And the reason I say that is I look at all the people that surrounded him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you know, Christian McCaffrey he's a talent in himself. Like there's rare talent of guys with him. Same thing with a Deebo Samuels, you know, Ayuk, and then you have a Jennings, then you have a Kittles, right?
Yeah.
And I think with guys, and I had a conversation with a guy earlier that I used to play with, and he was talking about how he just didn't feel like Brock Purdy was worthy of like the MVP conversation because of the guys that he had around him. You know, and to be honest, like in myself, I could kind of see that because, you know, I've always looked at the level of difficulty that you have, right? You know, it's almost like when you're looking at the somebody getting on the pommel horse, you know, a gymnast, right? Jumping off. What's going to be the level of difficulty that you're actually able to achieve things?
Right.
What do you think?
I mean, I can understand that argument of your former teammate as well. I think I think he has a good team surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I definitely think he deserves to be, and I think he's out of the race if I understood it correct. I mean, he was eliminated a few days ago. I think he deserved to be in the conversation, no question. But I think, you know, what you're saying is, you know, now are you at that level of Patrick where you're making people around you better?
Right.
You know, I mean, Christian for sure needs to be in that conversation, and very well could be the guy. You know, it's almost like, and actually somebody said it to me, do you think, not knowing what I just said about that Brock's technically out of the conversation, I think, or out of the running, if I understand it correctly. But somebody said to me after the game on Sunday, should he be back in the conversation? I was like, well, after that performance, hell yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I understand both sides. Will he be the MVP? I don't think, obviously he's not going to be because he's not in there, but he sure deserves to be in the conversation. I don't know if that helps or not, but
no, yeah. Well, I always wanted to, you know from, you know, obviously, you know, quarterbacks, but you know, someone who like yourself has played the game for a long time, you know, and we, you know, everybody has their opinions about it.
Yeah,
and you know, it's maybe not right or wrong, but you know, when you kind of look at it, you know, from an unbiased view, and like, okay, I'm just going to go off of what, you know, we know what ball is, what guys, and you know, if I'm sitting around and I have, you know, some of the top guys at their position, you know, how am I making them better?
Life is a little easier.
Life is a whole lot easier, right? Absolutely.
The one thing about Purdy, which is interesting, it's like I know that everyone tries to knock him. I think there's the whole thing by being the game manager or whatnot this week, where it's kind of been the thing everyone's been saying about him. But his hand size, you know, saying he can't throw in the rain because he's got small hands and stuff. But I think his story, and JD and I have talked about it before, his story of being Mr. Irrelevant. I think that was the first time last week that the number one pick played against Mr. Relevant in a playoff game before. I think it was the first time ever, which I mean, it's a really great story. As far as me, and I don't like when people try to use and I get it, using the players around him as a reason why he shouldn't win MVP. But like, you know, looking at us a couple of years ago, we had Kelsey, we had Hill, we had two of the best playmakers around Mahomes, and all top of a really good O-line the first year he won the MVP, and that wasn't held against him in that respect. Obviously, yeah, he's got Deebo, he's got CMC, he's got a lot of guys, a good plethora. But yeah, I mean, I thought he played great this year. And one thing that what I wanted to ask with you is, So a lot of Chief fans are kind of bypassing Purdy, not buying him, saying that we've already gone through the QB gauntlet this year in the playoffs with Tua, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen.
Josh, yeah.
And now we got Brock Purdy. So people like say, oh, it's a step down. So we've already played against the best. Now we're going against Brock Purdy. But if you look at the metrics, and obviously it helps to have the guys he has around him. When teams blitz him, he's amongst one of the best quarterbacks in the league as far as completing passes and when he's pressured and with the high blitz rate. I mean, you can't blitz him. His numbers are, I think, it's top 5 in the league as far as completion percentage and his QBR when blitzed. But I wanted to ask you, so you watched so many Niners games this year, and everyone saw the Baltimore game on Sunday night or the Christmas Day night game. What are the Chiefs' defense? What kind of game plan would you run against Brock Purdy to stop him? What would you say his big weaknesses are?
That's my answer is going to be I don't know necessarily what. If I thought about it, yes, I would figure that out. But in my head, I'm thinking that Spagnuolo is going to blitz him. I mean, that's just.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna play 8 guys in the box and say, Christian, you're not going to beat us, and Brock, you're going to have to beat us, and we're going to come after you. That's my guess as to how he's going to play it. I think that what I said earlier about Brock is his knowing how to play the position, how to distribute the ball, and his accuracy, all come into play and lead to, Marcus, what you said of his ranking and his his completion percentage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with Spags, the thing is, like you said, he brings a lot of blitzes, and I think he's very dangerous at. One thing I do know for a fact is the teams that have played Purdy in obviously in the playoffs. When you're thinking about it, the Chiefs are significantly better at corner. I think even at linebacker than Green Bay and Detroit.
Yeah.
So our thing is because we lost Charles Omenihu, he's not going to be able to play, which is
right.
Huge. That's a huge blow for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now, we was looking for that matchup for Trent. I mean, nobody's going to be able to just kill Trent, but you still want to be able to generate pressure, right? And so that takes away a little bit of the element, but hopefully we'll have somebody, and I think we got some young guys that Spags can get a little creative on doing to bring some pressure from different areas, different places.
Yeah. And I would say, losing that pass rush, losing that edge rusher, it's just that's just to me meaning more blitzes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And different ways of bringing 4 or 5.
That's right. That's right.
One thing, it's interesting to always see the kind of the conversations online with the Chiefs fans and the Niners fans. And one big conversation everyone's talking about is the teams who have faced more adversity this postseason. And honestly, both teams have come out from different ways. Obviously, Niners, the top seed in the NFC, but you go down against Green Bay, you go down against Detroit, you have to have these miraculous comebacks to win these games. Chiefs, on the other hand, which the thing that everyone's holding against them, that Patrick Mahomes has never played a road playoff game. Obviously, the first one, negative 30-degree wind chill in Miami against Miami,
in Kansas City. Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone holds that against them. It's like, oh, you didn't play against a proper opponent. You played against a team who's coming from 80-degree tropics and coming to have to play in negative 30-degree weather. So everyone said that was a cakewalk of a game. But then Buffalo, you have to go to Buffalo. Mahomes never played a road game. You got to go there. He's not going to do it. Does it? And then Baltimore, same thing. It's pretty much the same thing. You just apply it to the next round. But both teams have had to face adversity that they really haven't had to face in whether this year or in previous years. Chiefs never had to play a road playoff game. Niners had to come back from down points against Green Bay and Detroit. And if you were to kind of say which team has kind of faced more adversity going into the Super Bowl matchup, who would, in your opinion, who do you think has faced more adversity this playoffs?
I think they both deserve to be there. They earned this. They earned this right, and they both have handled adversity. Whose is worse? I don't know. I mean, you gave the cliff notes on all the adversity that they both have faced. I mean, I would just say, yeah, they earned the right to be there, and I think we're in for a good Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think everybody. That's one thing everybody's going to be able to anticipate is having a great Super Bowl. Some two great teams that I think, to be honest with you, should be the ones that should have been in the Super Bowl. I think all year. I knew the Chiefs had a lot of adversity they had to go through. Obviously, with earlier during the year, yeah, a lot of drops, tons of drops from our wide receiver core. Okay, and everybody, obviously the narrative was there. Everybody kept talking about it, trying to get on the same page with some of the younger guys, and they end up finding a way. And I think that goes into the testament of somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who have been there before. They understand how to get guys and get them, better around it.
Yeah, I think, and I bet a lot of that learning during the season, I would bet came from Andy. To win a championship is hard enough. To repeat is a whole nother ballgame. And I think Andy's experience with that, I'm sure has been invaluable to them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that experience, speaks volumes. Like you said, it speaks volumes to have somebody, a coach like that, who has weathered the storm, has been there before, knows how to get guys ready, knows how to get the best out of them, and get guys prepared. Especially if you're seeing, young guys that don't quite understand the landscape, right? On how do you have to deal with these things? The media. Right, just the everyday life. We know how it is.
Right.
Just, that's a whole
handling handling all the non-football stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think? And I know it was 4 years ago, but there's still a lot of the same pieces on that team that we played against in San Francisco. How much of a factor do you think that's going to play in some of these guys who want another shot at the champs?
It definitely helps. I mean, they've been there. They know the stage. They know all of what goes on around it. And as we just talked about, that's a big part of going and playing and being able to handle all the off the field, stuff. Because once the game starts, then it's football. It doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, it's a Super Bowl, but it's just a game. It's another game. You know what I mean? It's still a football game. And all the other nonsense around it is over with.
All right, so we're gonna get to your game picks, JD. Your game picks will wait till next week with Steve. I know it's a tough one for you. I know your heart's probably stuck between both squads, between Chiefs and the Niners. We gotta do it to you, though.
I don't know if I don't think I have a good answer. I would just say that I would say that I wouldn't bet against Patrick. And as I said earlier,
Steve, we lost you.
I think we lost you on purpose on that one. I think you hit the mute button on that one, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with that answer there. He hopes it's a tie and they have to go to like quadruple overtime.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good, Steve.
I'm getting phone calls and it's kicking me off when I get a phone call.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Sorry. No, what I said was that I wouldn't bet against Patrick, and I have an affinity for number 13, and been very impressed by how he's handled the whole.
I think we lost him again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we lost him again, but he's picking the Niners there, it seems like. Yeah, we can't hear you. All right. See if he can fix that and say bye to a sign off with us. We'll see if he comes back on. But yeah, I mean, really good insight, especially from a guy who played with both squads, you know.
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah. Okay, I hear you now.
All right.
Sorry.
So I think you were about to say you were about to pick San Francisco, I think. Is that where you were heading with that?
I guess I do have to pick San Francisco because I do still work for them part-time. So I do have to pick San Francisco, yes.
And also, too, you can make the argument, you know, your other team, the Chiefs have already won one.
Like I said, I wouldn't bet against Patrick. Yeah, but no, I have to stick with my part-time employer, the 49ers.
That's
there you
fair.
go. Honest man, fair, yeah.
I'm being honest.
We're gonna keep getting those contracts coming in, right? The bid.
Exactly.
Well, Steve, it was it's always awesome having you on to talk Chiefs football and specifically the Bono Bowl. Whenever we get these two teams going against each other, but it was awesome having you on, Steve.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve, man. Appreciate it. Now, all right.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Have a good one,
You guys
Steve.
be good.
Hey, I'll make sure I tell. Did you tell Larry Kirksey was on our show? Yeah, and I'll make sure I tell Larry that I've talked to you.
Please do.
I will. I definitely
All
tell
right.
him, man. Yeah.
All right. So you guys take
All right.
care.
Take
All
it
right,
easy,
take
Steve.
care.
Bye.
That was awesome having that. It's always so interesting when you talk to a player that you may have never talked to before, but you guys know similar people and all.
Yeah.
It's such a small world. I mean, for the amount of guys and the amount of people who are on a staff and, you know, who are the facility guys, all these people who are in a certain team and a franchise for many years, there's going to be crossovers with that. It's such a small world.
Yeah. No question about it. And the thing is, you know, when you start thinking about just the reach, and like he said, you know, everybody going to different teams, you know, the amount of years that you play, like it's almost, you know, because they regurgitate a lot of the same coaches going different places and whatnot, and so there is a lot of crossover. But that entire staff, when he played out in San Francisco, you know, go up to Green Bay, you know, and with, you know, Mike Holmgren and those guys, then we get those guys in Philadelphia, you know, like I said, Ray Rhodes, you know, had old Chucky, you know, John Gruden, Bill Callahan. I'm trying to think who else we had from those guys. Then Andy comes there to Philly. So, dude, I'm telling you, like, it's just a lot of that different crossover when you start seeing over the years, you know, just running into guys and seeing coaches. And it's like, oh, yeah, I remember. And everybody has a, you know, different, you know, perspective about different coaches, right? Their points of view. But the guys we name, man, all them guys are pretty good dudes, you know, good coaches and good guys. And crazy, you know, that's like that old school, man. At old school, when I hear the Steve talk, I know he's seen some old school stuff. It's just been some crazy times. It's somewhat of a different league now, if you will. So,
oh yeah, I remember when I first had him on about 4 years ago. He was talking about, because I think he was drafted by Minnesota when he first came to the league. So Tommy Kramer was the starting quarterback at that time, and he was just telling me some wild stories about Tommy Kramer. Like that's old school. So it's like it's like you know, no, it was interesting. And that's the thing too. It's cool is just seeing the connections that we had Larry Kirksey on the show. He knew Larry from the San Francisco days and stuff. So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty interesting. What did you think about his kind of analysis on Brock Purdy?
No, I think, like, the question I was asking him, what he kind of thought of it. I mean, shoot, he's doing a good, deep dive into looking at him and what he sees. And, and Purdy does have talent. Brock Purdy does have some talent to him. What I was saying about that, where, they're very happy who he is. And obviously, his transition, getting to the point where he's at now. All right. They feel like they got the guy for in the future, and hadn't cost them a first round pick or a whole lot of money to get that guy there, So they're even more happier because of that. So, but to see him, strive, under Shanahan and that whole offense, I think is what they're really well pleased at, for all the success that he has out there. But that was the reason I had to ask about the whole, the MVP conversation, because I think it's necessary to have that, because the same thing. Look at it like this. I think it's when you use conversations like that, they said the same thing with LeBron. Was like you putting a team together. Well, you got all superstars on your team, right? So y'all should be good. That's the way it should work. And so, but he's doing some things. I think Cam Newton called him a manager. He's a game manager, is what Cam Newton called him. Yeah. Right? They're asking. He's doing everything they ask him to do. Okay, and he doesn't have to do any more than that. I think this last game showed that he has that ability to make a little bit more plays with his legs, kind of running. And I was actually kind of shocked, man, how he kind of wheeled him back. Like, I mean, seriously, if he didn't take off running, they wouldn't have won that game. They wouldn't have been in that game. And he was just kind of, and I think that was a little bit of that courage to say, hey, you can do this. You are this guy. Okay. You are good enough. The thing is, we understand on the other side of it, the Chiefs and our defense, we match up well against anybody. That's the thing about it. And so, because, I was talking about everybody not giving Chiefs a shot about how good their defense is, nobody talks about them, right? And I'm just like, look, fine. Let us be the ones nobody sees us coming. Yeah, that's fine. Don't give us our due. Don't give us our flowers. I don't want nobody to start talking about our defense, okay? I wanted to keep hitting them in the mouth like we've been doing week in and week out, okay? We've been doing all season, week in and week out. And so, like you said, the gauntlet of quarterbacks we see, I don't believe Brock Purdy is in top 5. I think somebody said he was a top 5 quarterback. No.
I will say his weapons, though, are probably not him, but his weapons collectively, that's probably top 10. You can make the argument it's probably a number one arsenal of weapons in the league as far as your receivers, your running back, and your tight end. All that. I
will agree with the combination, no doubt about it. Because you're talking about you got Ayuk and you got Deebo, and then you got CMC in the back, and then you got Kittle, right? Jenny's coming along, so he's got weapons all around him. Yeah. And Usek, he's come in and made a couple, plays. They're still using the fullback. I don't think that's going to go away for them. So because he's versatile, he's just another H-back, tight end type of guy. So, but this is what I love about, because of the guys we run man coverage better than anybody else. Spags to put in combination coverages as well behind it. He does a good job of doing that, disguising what he's doing. And so he never shows his hand. They're going to have to go back all through this film to try to figure out what's the telltale on this. What's the tell sign? And so when I talk about the complexities of how Spags does things, how he attacks offenses, he's one of the best in the business. And so we dismantled the Ravens last week. Why? Because of the Spags and what he had. Yep. And so we know he had a running quarterback. Lamar could throw the football. The thing is, we just forced him into becoming that. Same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's got talent around him, right? Davis, Riggs, Cook, Kincaid, Knox, Cook. We keep naming them. Shakur, Knox was out too.
It's true.
So,
I did think when I looked at his stats after we had our conversation earlier about the Omenihu situation, and I looked at the numbers. I mean, Purdy is really good against the blitz, which I thought that was interesting. That because you don't usually think of a guy like that, because usually even the top pick guys aren't good against the blitz. We're talking about Mr. Irrelevant, and I guess at what point do we just stop looking at him as Mr. Irrelevant and you look at him as a premier quarterback in the league? I'm not gonna say he's top 5, but he's a premier quarterback. He's not Mr. Irrelevant anymore, right? Because Mr. Irrelevant usually doesn't make the team. He is not that, right? I mean, like, and obviously in defensive rooms, they're not looking at him like that anymore.
No, but I think it's all under the tutelage of Shanahan. Shanahan does a great job as far as like what he wants his quarterback to do. He's like, look, I want you to see exactly what I'm seeing. And so sometimes that rat combination, you always have, a couple of routes that's going to be quickly thrown, right? That you could get. It's like, okay, you can read man and zone on this. Here's your outlet. So, immediately if you don't have this, you can go here with it. And so that's why it's difficult as far as getting home with the blitz, because what they'll do is they'll spread you out. They'll get into empty. They'll do the same thing, run in motion to see if it's going to be man or zone. They do all those different things just to see what you're going to get, from the defensive standpoint. And then they just ask those guys to go and win, because he's got guys that can do it.
Yeah.
So our thing is we got guys on the other side that can negate all of that, negate it all. I was watching a little bit with them playing the Lions. I want to get to the Green Bay. I'm gonna do a little deep dive in them to see what they did as far as, because they was killing them. They had that game won. Turnovers. That's what killed them. That killed Green Bay. If Green Bay doesn't turn the ball over, they win it. So we need to play mistake-free football, right? That's what it is. Mistake-free. Dude, let Pat do his thing. Let Kelsey go out there and kill his defense. You get a couple of chips on Bosa, right? And then we Rashee Rice, let him go play. Isaiah Pacheco, let him run all over him like Gibbs was doing. And now he had an element of catching the ball out the backfield. And so all we'd ask him right now is our wide receivers or other wide receivers to step up. And they've been showing that. MVS step up. Shoot, Justin Watson steps up. I would even say this would be a great week for McCole Hardman to show himself, to come up, right? I mean, the thing is with his speed, because you start looking at they couldn't stop Brown, against Detroit. I mean, he was killing them. Oh, he was killing them. They couldn't do nothing with him. So hopefully that's Rashee Rice in our offense doing that with him, right?
Jameson Williams was having a pretty good day.
That's what I said.
He catches that ball, they win that game, probably.
Yeah. And that's taking the top off the defense. That's what you got to make them cover the entire field. You got to make them cover the entire field. So, hey, man, look, like I said before, and it's never changed. We coming for it all. We've been on that. We've been on that. And so, I still, they keep talking about all these other teams. Well, how the Chiefs win? And everybody didn't play a good game. And, they didn't look the same. Hello? We willed it the way we wanted to will it. We did what we wanted to do against them. And so that's what happened. So that's game plan has to be that against them. And I know any of them are going to be ready. These guys are going to be humming. These guys are going to be humming, man. We're hungry. We're sitting over here, and we got that little chip on our shoulder, as we should, okay? We're going to keep it quiet, remain it like, look, we just going to go out here and do it and do them in.
I want to throw a stat at you, JD. You're, I don't know if you've seen this already, but this is going around online. So the Chiefs have allowed 28 points or less in all 20 of the games this season, most in NFL history. The 2000 Ravens, 19 games. 2002 Buccaneers, 19 games. The 2005 Steelers, 19 games. The 2010 Packers, 19 games. What do all those teams have in common? They all won those years.
Super Bowl winners. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
wild stat. I mean, it's just because we talk about it for like so many years. Like, when will the defense catch up to the offense? When will the defense get? And then one of the top 2 youngest defense in the league. That happens just overnight. I mean, it's honestly wild that the fact that, because we were always talking about how, man, like if only Mahomes got a defense, this team would never lose.
Yeah, he got one. He's got a great one. He's got a great one too. And so these guys are hungry. And I know one thing that, other teams didn't really have. An inside guy like Chris Jones. And Chris Jones is going to come up big for us on this game too. So it's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be a fun game to watch, man. So I don't think I'm going out there for the game. I've started sending out flyers and stuff for the Super Bowl party over here at the house.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to have everything out there too, baby. Believe me.
You guys do it right. If I remember correctly, your last year's Super Bowl, I remember you did it nicely. It was the Dunn Bowl at the Dunn house.
Yeah. I think we had like 70 people over here, 70, 75 people.
Damn. The camera crews and everything there too.
Camera crews came through. Yeah. So I don't know. They might have to come in and stick their head in and come check us out again this year. See what's going on. Mm-hmm.
JD, I wanted to ask you about this question. I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, and then we'll get to some of your guys' comments. Well, the adversity thing, because I've seen this component where I forgot who it was. It was on NFL Live, ESPN, and they were talking about how what you saw with what the Niners did coming back in the fashion that they did, down 24-7 going into halftime, and they come out and they get the fumble on Gibbs. They just make miraculous play after miraculous play. An interception that gets that gets popped in the air, now you catches it. I mean, it was just a lot of things that went their way, and that's what happens sometimes. The ball bounces your way,
right?
And some are making the point that when you come back from deficits like that and you can rally like that, that's a team that's destined to win it, because the team feels they're on the brink. They're feeling they're on the brink of a loss, and they just come together at the right time. Whereas, yes, we faced adversity, but this is more adversity as far as overcoming the drops this year, but never having to go on the road and stuff. But for the most part, throughout the playoffs, there was never been a time where like, oh man, we have this this big deficit. The only thing I can think of when we had that was going back to the first Super Bowl that we won, the Texans game, where we thought all was lost. Then all of a sudden, 28 straight points to win that game. Where do you stand with this whole adversity thing? And obviously, to say one team overcame more, but what would you say is kind of a more of a who's kind of faced the more of the adversity on the way to the Super Bowl this year?
Come on, man. It's not even a real question. It's not. Well, we already know who it is. It's the Chiefs, pure and simple. And let me run it down to you. All right. And I know you already know. I'm running it down for our fans. So, all the people, these talking heads out here that hopefully are checking our channel out. Okay. Because I'm going to give them the business right now. You're sitting there telling us, right? Okay. We go into the season and we got to play the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Who has Tyreek Hill. He's coming to get his revenge again in Arrowhead Stadium. Tour's looking pretty good. All right. And it's below weather code, and the Chiefs don't have it. They don't look the same. Is the offense they ever going to show up? So we beat Field, put them down. Okay, send the puppies home. Then we go to Buffalo. We ain't supposed to win. We if I'm not mistaken, we weren't the favorites, were we, Marcus? We were the underdogs.
Underdogs, yeah.
Right? Going to Buffalo. They kept saying the whole week, this is Buffalo's year. This is Buffalo. Josh Allen finally's going to get over the hump with Patrick Mahomes. You got to get through him first, and this is how it's going to go. Patrick never won a road game. Okay. All right. Fine. Let's go up there. Go up there to Bills. All right. Play them up in Buffalo. See the Mafia. Smack them all over the place. Right? What happened to Josh, Allen? Oh, he's making plays. All looks great. And, Patrick Mahomes, okay. Whoop them. Hold them up. Okay. They don't even turn on the hot water for us. They don't even turn on hot water. Store loses. That's crazy. That's terrible for it to happen. Fine. All right. Heck, all I kept seeing. Well, you know what? If they get, I can't believe Patrick Mahomes got past Buffalo. Well, they definitely going to lose to the Ravens. The Ravens look like the greatest team out here this year. This is their year. Lamar Jackson's going to do it. He's the MVP. Their defense looks unstoppable. Their offense is incredible. Like, how the hell are the Chiefs going to beat the Ravens and beat the flock? How's it going to happen? Oh, I'll tell you how it's going to happen. We're going to go in. We're going to be focused up, and we're going to hit these jokers dead in their mouth, okay? And we didn't blink. Not once did we blink. And I said this. We was going in, go get 10 straps and crab cakes. 10 straps and crab cakes. Nobody wanted to believe us. And you start looking at all the talking heads and what everybody was saying, and I can name them. I got a video I'm going to show. I'm going to put this on Twitter. All these talking heads is out here, you know, that was going for the Ravens, and they're destined to win. Oh, they're destined to win. This is the year to do it. Lamar's going to get over the hump. Same thing. Lamar's getting over the hump now. It was Josh Allen before. Now it's Lamar. It's getting over the hump. It's his time. He's winning. This is his time. It's time to shine. I don't think nobody's going to. And we go in, and we jump all over them jokers. I'm talking about we get all over them like a bad habit. We all over them from the start, from the jump. We see it immediately when Patrick Mahomes threw that dime to Travis Kelce on Cal Hamilton, who's never been scored on by a tight end. Yeah, take that with you. How about you take that, okay? And we got some more for you. You keep coming back, Cal. Lamar, you come over here. We're going to get us a couple. We're going to tune each and every one of y'all up, right? We kept taking bad shots. They kept doing different things. Heck, the kicker came out here talking smack. Kicking T in your helmet. But Patrick Mahomes, come on, Justin Tuck. I seen that video, man. And I wanted to get to the nitty-gritty about this, right? Because we understand the courtesy that should be given. We understand this. This is how it works. And that's what, never going to say no names. I don't want to do that. But somebody said, I'm going to say it. Oh. No, I'm not. But somebody made, somebody has said something on social media that I was sitting there like, hold on, man. Like, you know what the rules are. You know what the rules are. You played. You should know better than to say something like that.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, how can you come out and everybody gets all over Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes for them warming up like they always do? Them warming up on like your side of the field, okay, that's designated for you. Okay, mind you, everybody knows this. It's not a secret. This is how it happens in the NFL. And for him to come over specifically where they are, it ain't gamesmanship. It's not that. It's completely disrespectful. You knew exactly what you were doing. Okay? And guess what? We smacked them around too, because we had to. Okay? We had to teach them a lesson. And so we kept hearing from the flock, all these, 10 goons. Man, we ain't worried about none of that. Okay, we're here to take care of business, pure and simple. And nobody's seen us coming. So then all of a sudden, everybody started walking back. They started looking like Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. Well, the Chiefs they do look really good. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want no support, no new supporters coming on. We don't want none of them. We don't want none of that. Okay? Y'all keep on the hate. Y'all keep the haterade going. Y'all doing that. And all of a sudden, I hate when people, damn, the Chiefs they look for real. Now we want to be on the Chiefs. No. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. I don't want the sport. We don't want y'all now. Okay? Oh, I'm known not to bet against Patrick Mahomes. You just now figured that out? Y'all just now figuring this out. That the best quarterback in football, who, mind you, after wins this Super Bowl right here, is definitely in the GOAT conversation if he's not known already. This has come from Tom Brady's mouth. I know Tom Brady's looking there like, oh my gosh, he wins this. Jeez. He might have come back to try to play.
I was going to say, yeah, he wins this. I don't know. I think he might have to come out of retirement.
He might have come out of retirement. But, hey, man, we know for a fact that the adversity that we had to go through during this playoff and this road was necessary for us because it built our character up, okay? And it built a bond between us that we needed. That we could see that was going on in the locker room. Man, he kept them guys tight. Patrick kept them guys tight. He kept everybody, into this. Dedicated. We need to find your focus. We need to find out who you are, who your heart are. Okay? Can't have the people waffling, waving, well, they might make it, all that with the Chiefs. Oh, we're going to leave in the first round. Who's hearing fans say that? That was shocking to me. So sorry if I have a different thought process when I feel that people are on the fence with us at times, because I made a comment with one of the guys, that sports guy, I guess his name regular. Like I told you, I don't watch them shows, the football. I don't.
Yeah. I
don't watch them. I just know sometimes when I go and I start seeing somebody being a little chummy and quiet, like when you're in support of the Chiefs, and I really don't want to support the Chiefs, but I guess no. We don't want you either. If you're gonna be like that, we don't want you. I got to take them. No, we don't want to do that. No, sir. So we know the adversity that we've gone through. We have been built in the fire. We have been refined through this process, through this entire process. We're here to see it through. We are here to see it through, Marcus. So, yes, we know who had the most adversity going through the playoffs. I don't even want to talk about them. I don't even know San Fran and all that, because they was down in them early on in the season. And then all of a sudden you start seeing Brock Purdy throwing 5-6 different picks and interceptions and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like everybody was taking a little turn at him. Lost 3 games in a row, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, are they the real deal? So
adversity when you're the 1 seed, you had to buy. I think it's funny. That's adversity. You guys choking is not really adversity. That's you guys almost choking your game away. It's not really overcoming adversity. That's
twice.
2
games in a row.
Yeah.
2 games in a row. So, hey man, look, and it's not their fault. Look, they're playing. They supposed to. Hey, it's going to be a great game. But we know who's had the toughest road, and we wanted every bit of it. So
you did. I didn't. I wanted Houston Texans. I want to go like this. But you were taking. Give me Lamar. Give me Josh. Give me all of it.
Marcus, listen. We needed this. We needed this type of road, man, for us to toughen up to be the team that we are now today, to win the Super Bowl. And so you do want the level of difficulty to make you much better, okay? To make you better in the stuff. I'm gonna say stuff as opposed to Frank Gans Jr. used to say it, man. He would say there were certain guys that was good in the woods, and he meant that these guys were built in the woods. They was built through all the fire, all the things they had to go through, all the hardness that they had to endure, to make them good, to make them great, to be the best. And this is what we had to do. We had to go that road. We had to go that track. It had to be that way. It couldn't be the easy way, Marcus. It couldn't have been, because we wouldn't have been a good team to win a Super Bowl like this.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
100%.
So yeah, give it all to me. Let us all have it. Give it all to us. Amen. I'm so dang proud of our Chiefs. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, Ginger girl. Me and you both. Absolutely. Thank you for staying with us too. Because we over here, we a Chiefs Concern channel, and we love our Chiefs. We're gonna stick with them.
We do.
No.
So before we're gonna get to everyone's comment, JD's we're gonna go through everyone's comments and talk about it. Before that, I want to give a shout out to Nico Sports. Nico Sports is doing a commemorative Chiefs football, which I think I've shown before. I had one from last year's Super Bowl, but they have one they made for the AFC Championship. However, if we win the Super Bowl, when we win the Super Bowl, that ball will be a Super Bowl ball. And you can go to our link in the description in our video. You get $10 off for that ball using code CONCERNS, CONCERNS. So yeah, go get that ball And just remember, it's not just an AFC Championship ball. When we win the Super Bowl, that ball will be a Super Bowl ball, not so they'll be getting rid of the AFC champions and putting a Super Bowl champion on there. So just want to make that clear. But yeah, it's a really sexy piece. Get that thing, put that on a mantle. Boom. JD's got actual ones, like the real ones from the games. You got them back there. But yeah, that's a great fan piece. I will say myself. So
we got some chin straps too from Baltimore as well.
We do
on the map. So we had to go great with your Ravens purple chin strap edition. So
That's true. The purple, it goes perfectly together. I would say the crab cakes too, but those are long gone. We ate those on the way back.
I ate those, man. Yeah.
But all right, we're gonna get to some comments here. Just gonna go back to the beginning. So we got Go Chiefs, Demetrio Spence. I appreciate Demetrio.
Absolutely. Yes.
Can't wait for the analysis. I hope you guys enjoy having Steve Bono on. It's also really cool having the two different eras of the Chiefs. You know, Bono was in the 90s, and then JD comes in the 2000s to 2007. So we had two different decades of Chiefs represented here. So I really obviously like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis here. Our friend Susan, how you doing? Pro Fan Talk. Shout out to my teammate Jason Dunn. R.I.P. Jack Eisen.
Yes, sir. Shout out, man. It's my man Marcus right there. We lost one of our greatest coaches from Eastern Kentucky University. Had just passed a few days ago, Jack Eisen. And man, just praying for the Eisen family and for all the guys that they came through the program. And I'm talking about Coach Eisen was there for years. And the reason I'm in the NFL, and Marcus is a guy, right? Pro Fan Talk. He's in there in the NFL. Another number of guys that's been in the NFL is because of this man right here, Jack Eisen. Had a big hand in it. Just with his disposition, his love, his toughness, his sternness, his discipline, everything. He was our strength coach too. And so when I'm telling you, Coach Eisen, you could not miss a rep. He could watch the entire weight room and know if a guy missed a rep. He was great. He was great at it. He was great at it, man. But I love that man. I loved him. And I know Coach is in a better place. He was going through some things as far as health wise. And like I said, I'm praying for him and his family, Mindy and Mrs. Eisen, and she's it's really tough because I'll leave it at that because I know it's very hard for her right now. But the guys have been kind of just coming around talking with one another about his contribution, what he meant to us. So yeah, definitely, man, right there, Coach Eisen. Love you. God bless you. We'll see you in paradise. Yes, sir.
Sorry for your loss, man.
Mm-hmm.
And prayers go out to his family.
Thank you. So, but Coach Eisen, I'm gonna say, Coach, he'd have been all over this for a game like this. He'd have been all over it. He'd have been all over it. Like that fire having me, that's coming through him. Like that. That's the type of fire that you need to have. And so, yeah,
he's the one who would have want to go through the hard road to get to the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't want it either other way. Wouldn't want it any other way. Wouldn't want it either other way. So you need tough people like it out here.
You do.
So
you definitely do.
We're gonna need extra.
Especially the coach who's watching you to make sure you go parallel too. You can do another rep.
Yeah. Right. Some funny stories with Coach Eisen, man. It's wonderful stories. Yeah. So we're gonna need extra oxygen on the sidelines for defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
In a dome though, so I mean, nice 72-degree kind of day in there, or however they have it in those domes.
Mm-hmm.
How about those Chiefs? John, appreciate the contribution, brother.
Appreciate you, John, and always, brother. Thank you.
How about those Chiefs rematch that will frustrate the Niners again? Ravens whooped them. Lions was ripping them. We know how to finish back-to-back parades. Do it for Norma. Hell yeah.
Do it for Norma. That's right. Love it. Love it, John. Well said, sir. Well said, sir.
And I believe this was talking about Brock Purdy. Had he not been injured last year, I think the Niners would have been in the Super Bowl rather than the Eagles. You can make the argument.
I don't know. Eagles was tough, man, last year. It was tough this year, but they was, I think they was something else last year though, for real. I still don't think they would have beat them.
Really? You don't think so?
No.
They looked all right for a little bit with Josh Johnson in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Eagles was on a mission last year for sure. So
on a mission to get held, or on a mission to hold us in a very
boy, they ain't gonna let that go. Don't mention that, boy. They gonna have all them jokers come in.
They still bring it up all the time. So obviously, you guys know I'm a Sixers fan, so I'm in this Philly circles a lot. These guys cannot stop hating on the Chiefs. I'm like, whoa. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, they're mad that Mahomes. Oh, yeah, of course, Mahomes getting these calls and stuff. I was like, take away the Bradbury hold, you would never have anything to say about Mahomes. But because of that, you feel like Mahomes stole the Super Bowl from you, so you just hate him for the rest of your life, and it's just stupid. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
We got Kevin Cottle. What's up, guys? What's up, Kevin?
What up, Kev? What up, Kev? What up, Kev?
Hope you're loving life right now, man. We got a week and a half, baby. Week and a half.
Yeah, we got a little time, man. So we can marinate in this, just to build up until the game, the anticipation and all of that. Talk about it, So what I want to do is I'm make sure I rub my feet on the carpet while we leave all these other stadiums, right? We rubbed our feet on the carpet in Buffalo, rubbed our feet on the carpet up in Baltimore, and now we're about to make us a new home in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Chiefs know what to do. SF not yet with Purdy. Watch number 2 in a row go down. Yeah. I agree.
That's right.
All right. So you got some more people on here. Wendy, when Lamar said the Ravens had adversity this season, my head turned. What? Y'all were the 1 seed. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to give any kind of pity to the 1 seeds. There was no adversity. You guys got a bye. You guys got home field advantage. That's all you need right there. And your first game, you got to play against a rookie quarterback who's never played a game to that level before, and he's playing the 1 seed at Baltimore. So I mean, yeah, I'm not giving any adversity there on that.
Yeah, maybe the adversity was playing Patrick Mahomes. He didn't want to see that. That was adversity. Sure. That's what he did to Josh Allen and 2-0. Yeah, I'd be that's some adversity.
Yeah, If you say it that way, yeah, I agree to that. If SF comes back, they better come back the first half. The Chiefs have only allowed 32 in the last 8 games in the second half. Go Chiefs and Spags, we trust.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
and so
the second half defense has been unreal this year.
Yeah. And Spag does a good job of just making adjustments and calming guys down. We're sound. We're sound across the board, man. We are. We're sound across the board. Like I said, I know Charles is a big hit to us, but guys are going to step up. Next man up, but guys are going to step up. We know that. And so we're going to be fine.
Yeah. Next comment here, we got any update on Willie Gay? As far as I'm aware, he's still battling the neck injury, but I think from what I read was it's given this, obviously the game being 2 weeks away, it's going to give him more of a shot to play. But apparently he's still battling it. So if the game was played this weekend, I don't think he'd be playing. But yeah, I mean, I think if I know correctly, apparently they gave the team Tuesday and Wednesday off this week, and I think during that time the coaches are doing some good film work. I don't know what whipping up a good game plan offensively and defensively, but the guys are just kind of resting as of right now. Like people saw Kelsey and Mahomes on Pat McAfee show today, so I think they're just enjoying themselves before they kind of get down to business. So
yeah, it's a good time to relax, man. You're away far enough, but you're not too far away than you need to be. And so, guys need that. Get their bodies right, get their minds right. Start back at it. Start focusing back up. So I always like that, man. That little break that, the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. I always like that.
Yeah.
It was always necessary,
Well, especially too, because you're talking about from a viewing aspect, because there's only 2 teams, right? So you have 2 fan bases. But if you want a good viewing experience for people who just love football, you want both teams to be at their. I mean, obviously, it's the healthiest they can be, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to keep using the same thing. Oh, they hurt. Linebackers are decimated. What you gonna do? And everybody hurt. Don't hear none of that. Sure.
Exactly.
We got folks hurt too.
But if you think Willie Gay, I mean, you think he should be all right by next Sunday? I mean, the fact that he almost played on Sunday, I mean, he should be fine 2 Sundays from now.
Yeah, he should. I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna say no. So they don't have to worry about him. We just keep doing it.
Exactly. Pint of regret. Shared your channel. Keep up the good work. D Dobbs.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Dobbs.
Yes, sir.
All right. At least let's see here. At least we should have a better playing field on in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. Are they bringing in field? I have no idea. I haven't done the research on this field thing because I don't think they really affected us like that last year. So if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be very all over this whole thing. But I have no idea. Do you know what they're doing with this turf?
No, I mean, I don't think they're changing anything. I mean, shoot, it's a brand new stadium. What do they need to do to it? I think everything should be, up to speed. So I don't know.
There has been, I've seen some viral stuff of like the Raiders field looking like just decimated because I think they do like concerts and stuff there. I've seen some stuff, but I mean, I'm sure for the Super Bowl, there's a lot of eyes on this, especially after what happened last year. It's going to be a lot of eyes on this whole thing.
Yeah, that's good. If they need to get something in, they probably done did it already. I'm sure. And they're going to keep it pristine and nobody's going to touch it before the end. Okay. So
what kind of nasty stuff are the players going to do the Raiders home locker room? They've been home for 3 months now. They ain't doing anything that locker room. Oh, they say, are we going to do their locker room?
Nothing. Look, we're a classy organization. Guys ain't worried about that. We're going to be fine. Yeah, we ain't going to touch anything that we're not allowed to touch. And we're going to leave it like we seen it when we got there. That's what we do. Because we have manners, okay? We have decorum. We are the Chiefs, and that's what the organization is all about, Mike. So, yeah. What up, Kyle? Kyle Henning. What up, Chiefs Concern? What up, Kyle? What's going on, guy?
Kyle, my
What up,
guy.
brother? Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find any kind of like research on the field. I hope they're doing a new field that looked chewed up by late in the year. It did. Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about the field conditions at the end of the season.
Okay. Yeah. So they probably get a new one in, I'm sure.
Yeah. She's from that last game, that stadium. Yep. Yeah. Oh, we know that stadium very well. Mahomes does for sure. He's got some nasty numbers in that stadium.
Yeah. Kyle said heavy cigar smoke field. Hopefully, I agree with you. Cigar smoke and champagne. That's what it's going to be. And confetti. All of that. Kisses and hugs. That's what it's going to be filled with.
Yeah, a lot of love, and hopefully Mahomes' dad in there having a good old time. It's kind of when we first knew Mahomes was going to be the star. His performance became legendary, and this team just proved everybody else dead wrong. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, we did. They did a great job of that.
Have champagne and beer all over after winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah. But Mahomes is going to hand out his goggles to everybody in there. His Oakley goggles. Everyone can enjoy themselves spraying that champagne in their faces and stuff. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone who came in and listened to the breakdown with JD and Steve Bono. 2 decades of Chiefs Kingdom on one show. I think you're going to find another podcast with 2 decades of Chiefs Kingdom in here. But we got that for you tonight.
Yeah, not going to do it. Be a good deal.
But all right, so just a little. So Friday we usually have our betting show. We'll have our betting show. It's not going to be a long one. It's just going to be Tasia and I and JD just going over how we did this year. Maybe a little look ahead as to what we're looking at for next Sunday. But we have time to place those bets. You want to see what's going on here. You want to see who's going to be out, who's going to be in. You got time to kind of research and do your due diligence on these bets. But yeah, so Friday night, 7 p.m. live stream betting show. Obviously, no show Sunday this week. And then we'll be back at it on Monday, I believe. I got to look. I think we'll be on Bleacher Report on Monday, but we'll keep you guys updated on Friday with our schedule coming up here.
Yeah, keep updated, man. We might throw a little something here and there, just a little shout out to people saying what's going on. People come in.
That's true. Yeah. We can pop on whenever we want, JD.
That's it. That's right.
But all right. We hope everybody enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys Friday night. JD, love you, brother.
All right. Marcus, love you too. Love each and every one of you all. Enjoy yourself. We'll see y'all on Friday. All right. Take care.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.